So you're going to have more potential buyers that could qualify to buy your business, which means you can have a higher price because you have more people wanting it, right? Than the few. You don't have to settle for who can get it. Now you can start, marketing the business to who, who wants it and who's willing to pay the price for it, because now you got more opportunity for financing. So there's a ton of reasons there, man, on why you should consider it. I mean, I think too, I don't know what you hear, but one of the things I hear most from people is the reason they don't is because, well, A, there's a lot of confusion. They don't know much about it. I mean, a lot of people bought their own personal home, but they've never bought commercial real estate, and it's a lot different. But one of the big myths is it's going to take a big down payment, right? So if you go to your local banker, the guy that's got your deposits, they sell themselves as the, we want your business, we're small business friend. And really the truth of the matter is what they want is your deposits, but they don't really want to loan you money. They will if you twist their arm and everything, fits their box. But most of them are going to tell you 20, 25% down, maybe 30% down for a building. And so if you're building $1 million building or buying one, that's $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 you got to come out with. And that's a lot of cash. And you may have it, but most people don't want to take it off the sideline or, out of the business to put into bricks and mortar where you're not going to be able to touch it for a while. So the reality is, though, you can get into a space for 0 to 5 to 10% down. We do it all the time. And so it's not really the limitation that a lot of people think it could be, or the barrier. Because if it's 20 to 25% down, that does legitimately, box a lot of people out of the business, of buying their own building, but it's just not the case anymore.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with what you're saying. I mean, when me and my wife had our cleaning company and we were renting a space, is one of the first things I said we're not going to be doing is renting a space. Like, we immediately were looking at buildings in the same area because we didn't need a whole lot of square footage, but what I was paying in rent, we could easily dispute this out, have other tenants in a commercial space and own the building. And to me, that made the most amount of sense. And it's the same thing with, anything that I've done. And everything we've looked at is like, how do you continue to just reinvest? I look at it as you just reinvesting the profits into something. Like, that's all it is. Like, you're paying rent one way or another. It's either,
Mhm.
are you reinvesting that into something that you own,
Mhm.
or are you reinvesting it for somebody else to invest it? Like, and you're losing out on everything. And that's how business works. I love you, but like, I know it's summertime because everybody talks about boats and motorcycles right now when they come on the show. I love it. But like, that's the reality, is like, everything you have, like, if you're renting an excavator, you're building somebody else's business. If you're renting a building, you're building somebody else's equity. If you're renting trucks, you're building somebody else's business. Like, we have to look about it as, how can we gain ownership of everything within our control, because we're writing these checks no matter what. Like, you have to have a place to do business. And I'm going to tell you, having it at your shop is a whole lot better than doing it out of your house or out of your garage or out of the back of somebody's shop that that let you have a 10 by 20 spot to. Well, I'm telling you, it's a lot better to just have your own space. It completely changes your perspective on your business as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It really brings permanence, right? I mean, people see that, oh man, this is their space, it's their building. Not only do your customers and clients, I mean, you could do some really interesting things. You can, build yourself a little showroom.